Hey everybody, so today we are going to finish our first personal narrative draft. Woo! So make sure that you are following along with your little your little outline here. Alright, so you today are going to tell me the whole story, and then you're going to write me a conclusion paragraph, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And make sure you watch the videos before you watch this one that I sent you about personal narratives, okay? Alright, so I'm going to go over this real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and finish the rest of my story. So I told you guys that my favorite memory was my wedding day. The first thing that happened was I woke up excited and ate breakfast. The second thing that happened is I did my hair and makeup. Third, I drove to the venue. Fourth, which was last, I married my best friend, then went to McDonald's, okay? Now I'm going to add a couple more details along with that to make my story more interesting, okay? Because if not, it's going to be really quick. So let's look back over my introduction. Okay. Okay. It says, it was a beautiful morning. The birds were singing and the breakfast from downstairs was wonderful. It was my wedding day, the day that would change my life forever. Oh, I forgot to put wedding. My day is my favorite memory. Here is what happened. I forgot to put wedding there, but whenever we revise, I'll fix it. All right, so now we're going to start with the first body paragraph. Now, your body paragraph is the meat in your story. It is the chunk that is the most important, okay? It is what you're talking about. It's what you're describing about, blah, 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 okay? So the first thing I'm going to do, just like I did here, is I'm going to make a space. Boop, and I'm going to start my story. Now, you don't actually have to draw a line there. I just do that to show you that I'm going to do a space, okay? So the first thing I wrote about was that I woke up and ate breakfast. So the first thing, now if I need to look back, it's okay, because you're going to have to do that too. You're following along with your outline that you drew. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So whenever you write your body paragraph and you tell a story, you need to use words that show the list of what you did. It needs to be in chronological order. Now, chronological order means it's in order. It's not out of order, okay? So, for example, if I'm talking about the first thing that happened, then I need to put the word first. So, first, comma. You always put a comma after that. I woke up. I'm going to put from a wonderful sleep. Okay, so that's what I put as the first thing that happened in my outline. But here's the thing. I got to add more details to it to make it more interesting. Even though I didn't write this on my outline, I'm just putting details and to illustrate and to make my story more rich. Okay, let's say if you're eating the sauce, you don't want to eat sauce on your spaghetti that has no taste to it. It's bland. Ew! You want to have a good, delicious, juicy, creamy sauce. So in order to have that, you have to add ingredients. So I'm going to add details to each of my events to make it sound more good, to make it sound more juicy. All right, so here's what I'm going to write. First, I woke up from a wonderful sleep. I'm going to put, it took me a moment. I know my handwriting isn't the best. It's hard to write on this, y'all. Just have to bear with me. Took me a moment to realize what day it was. Okay, period. When it hit me that it was my wedding day. Boop. Now you want to use good, juicy words to describe how you were feeling. You don't want to use bland words. Like if you're going to use the word good, think of something that sounds even better than that. Like excellent, amazing, okay? So when it hit me that it was my wedding day, I was overcome. I'm gonna add ed to that because it's past tense. Overcome with emotions. I'm gonna put an exclamation point with that because that's a pretty big deal. All right, then I'm gonna put what type of emotions I was feeling. Now, if you're talking about maybe, like in the video, she was gonna go find her a new dog. She used words like, I was excited, I was exhilarated, I couldn't wait. Make sure you add that in your story. You want the reader to know how you were feeling and why this is the best memory ever. Okay, so I'm gonna put, I felt excitement, anxious means nervous. Anxious, how else did I feel? Anxious, overjoyed, and ready. Now this is just my first reason. Now look here, do you see how much details I added to my first reason? All I wrote at the first was this: I woke up excited and ate breakfast. How boring, but now I made it super interesting. Okay, and I want to add one more sentence. I ran downstairs to the smell. Put to the smell. To the smell of a delicious breakfast. What a great start. What a fantastic start to this day. I'm gonna put for this day. That sounds better. For this day. All right, so if you need to pause the video and start on your first reason and make it more juicy, then go ahead and start. All right, so now I'm going to do my next little thing, okay? So after I would do that, I would do second, or you could do next, or after breakfast. I'm going to put after breakfast because that sounds better. You want to do something, remember, I'm making a new paragraph because I'm doing my second reason, okay? So you're going to do a space here. Woo. All right. Make sure you indent every time you start a new paragraph. So I'm going to put after breakfast. And then I'm going to tell the rest of my story. I'm going to tell that I woke up, or that I'm telling that I got a shower, I did my hair and makeup, I made sure that I looked really good. I was nervous because I had to do my makeup by myself. I'm going to put all those different details. I'm not going to write it right now because it's going to take a while. But so you're going to give me your next reason. And make sure it's as juicy as your first, what you did for your first event, okay? You want to make it sound so good and juicy, all right? So whenever you get done with your second reason, then your next reason, and I'm just going to pretend I'm starting a new paragraph here. You would do, you could do next, or if you only had 3 events, you could do last, all right? So you would do next, blah, 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 and then your last paragraph, or your last event, you would put last, blah, blah, blah. I married my best friend, and we had the best day ever, and I just loved him so much. Oh my goodness, we got McDonald's, I got a McChicken, it was the best day ever, okay? Whatever. So now let's go down to your conclusion paragraph. All right, so this is what your conclusion would look like. So you could start it off by just restating your topic, that you had the best day ever and the best memory you have. So this is what I'm going to write. I'm going to put my wedding day was one of the greatest. Now this is, remember, this is my last paragraph, my conclusion. So I want to end on a good note. I don't want to end boring. I want to make it sound good so that the reader has been so into my essay the whole time. Also into my story, okay? My wedding was one of the greatest days. I want to put events. One of the greatest events. Oh, I'm going to let them change that. You can do this too. You can change it. one of the greatest life-changing events in my life. All right, then tell me why. Why is it the greatest event? I married my best friend, comma, and because of that, I get to spend the rest of my life with him. All right, and then in my last sentence, I'm gonna restate again that the wedding day is the best memory of all. So I'm put, so now you can see why my wedding day is my favorite memory. And that's it, I'm done. All right, so that's what you're gonna do today. Now I should have made my conclusion paragraph a different color, but it's okay. All right, so